Hi HPE Sales, this is Jim from VMware. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about modernising the workspace and how we can work together to address some of the concerns and issues and challenges that our customers are seeing. So actually a lot of the users that our organisations are providing services for, some of those users aren't where we used to see them. We now actually have quite an extended supply chain into some of our organisations, and some of the users actually belong to that supply chain. We also have different routes to market. Obviously a direct route to our customers is one option, but there are also other routes to market as well. And what we're seeing is that actually we've got users in all of these environments who now need to use some of our applications. We're also seeing that users themselves are looking for choice. They expect a lot more choice and they expect a lot more flexibility, and that delivers value to the business. Some of those users are using Windows type devices. Some of those will be using Chrome or Chromebook type devices. We will obviously have Apple type devices. And there are other devices as well that we have out there that are feeding into some of this environment, from thermostats in insurance, for example. They're using smart glasses. So there's lots of different environments. The other things that are important and we need to understand are where people are. So location's really important. We also have different types of applications that users need to access in order to be able to do their jobs efficiently. Some of those might be mobile applications, some of them might be more traditional Windows applications, and of course there's also cloud-based applications such as SaaS. So there's quite a lot of things that users really want to be able to do and to be able to access these types of technologies in order to efficiently and effectively do their jobs and add value to their businesses. But from an IT point of view, they also have requirements. So one of those requirements is understanding who people are. So, who is this person? What's their identity? We also have specifically compliance type issues. There are a number of things that they have to comply with, both from data protection and also from regulatory within different industries. IT also needs some level of control. They're looking for how do they actually manage and maintain environments. They're looking really to protect the business from risks. Some of those risks, of course, are financial, but there are others as well, reputational risk. So if we start to bring all of these different parts together, the types of applications that people are looking at, the devices that people are wanting to use, who the person is, where they are, and also some of the bits that IT need, what we can do is we can bring that together and manage that from a policy based approach. So we can actually write policies, and that policy will also understand the context of the user, where they are, what device they're using, and we might want to behave in a different way. We might want to grant them different types of access depending on who they are, what device they're on, and where they're actually located in the world. Maybe they're on your network, maybe they're actually out in a public network somewhere. So what sort of things do we also want to be able to do with those devices and to be able to manage? Well, one of the things that we want to be able to do is to make sure that they are on the latest version of whatever software that they're using, both the device software and also the application software. We want to be able to remotely lock the device and prevent other people who shouldn't have access getting access to that environment. We may also want to encrypt the device. So we can do encryption in that environment as well. We want to make sure that data doesn't get lost, doesn't exit the business without us knowing about it, so we can protect against data loss. The other thing we can do is we can also prevent access to data depending on the location or the situation of the user. If they're maybe on a corporate laptop in the office, it's fine to access the data. If they're on maybe their own device in a cyber cafe, maybe the answer's no. So that's about how we manage context. And what we also want to be able to do is actually reduce the cost of supporting these users using their devices out in the field. So we need to look at the operational environment. So how do we actually deliver this environment? Well, one of the key ways that we can deliver this is actually using a VMware solution called Workspace ONE. Workspace ONE is a solution that manages mobile devices, it manages traditional desktop type environments, it manages all of these different types of devices, it manages the different types of applications and provides the user with a really easy way to consume the applications they need. But Workspace ONE runs on top of HPE hardware. Yeah? Whether that's a Synergy solution or whether it's a rack type solution, but it's also about making sure that we're taking advantage of all of the capabilities of that solution. So in this type of environment, we also need to consider the services that can be delivered. So maybe asking some of the people from Point Next to get involved in delivering and making sure that the value is delivered. That's really important. We can look at how we might financially work on this environment and look at this from a consumption-based model. So maybe GreenLake is important to this type of environment as well. But what it's actually doing is it's about unified endpoint management. That's essentially what Workspace ONE running on HPE solutions will provide. And we have the capability to deliver this. Some of you will already be familiar with part of this environment. Some of the Horizon, the traditional virtual desktop environment is now part of that, but that's only a small way in which people consume the applications that they need. So by looking at this environment, we can actually reduce the cost of ownership and reduce the cost of operating this environment. We can improve the performance of this solution and the way in which and the time it takes to actually respond to the users. At the end of the day, it's about providing something that is consumer simple. If we can get the consumers very happy because it's consumer simple, that really works because our users will be really enthusiastic about the technology that we're delivering because it makes the business more agile. But at the same time, we also need to balance that with the enterprise requirements. And the enterprise requirements predominantly is about secure. So if we can make it consumer simple and enterprise secure, we're going to end up with both a happy IT team and some happy consumers. So using Workspace ONE, the endpoint management solution from VMware on top of the HPE infrastructure and the services that are provided by Point Next, we can get to a situation where we can provide users with any application running on any device in a really easy way to consume. Please go and look for a little bit more detail on our solutions that we've jointly developed in this area and how we can help your customers improve their workspace solution. Thank you very much for your time.